Welcome to Cause We Can Farms. We are Heather and Kimmy, best friends for over 30 years.
She looks like an angel with the sun behind her. And I mean that in the most non-romantic...
A pigpen angel.
non-romantic way. Because we're not a couple.
No, we're not. All of this lumber has been milled off of my Wood-Mizer LT35 that I bought when I bought the property. It's definitely been a fun experience learning how to use this thing, and it's really, really cool to mill trees off of my own property to build the shop of my dreams. Did me?
No, I just didn't see it sliding on quite that easily.
Sure that I draw in my head.
That's true. I wish I could.
No, it's scary in there. It's my project, and you know how things go. I'm sure you're screaming at your television set for me to do something, and I'm just not hearing you. If you've ever thought about doing this, but then thought that people would make fun of you or think that you are weird, well, find your tribe, because there's an entire group of us that live this way and absolutely have a blast doing it.
Got mustard on my shirt.
From corn dogs earlier.
Can't take me anywhere.
What are you?
I'm hangry. Didn't you hear all those words I bleeped out?
I heard them. The rest of them won't. She forgot that cheese.
I didn't know about the cheese. Do I look Mexican to you? I look Swedish. Don't even throw out that I grew up in Arizona and Texas.
You should be the one that likes the spicy
I
stuff.
have a s'mores rack.
And or a zucchini rack.
Check out my rack.
Oh my. I have to live with her.
Last year we began setting posts for a 30 by 50 barn shop. This being a first for both of us. Come along with us while we work on figuring this out and having a great time while we do it. Are we being sabotaged by the youngins?
Yeah. I want to steal the phone. Look at them. And then the winds.
What you doing?
And then the stupid wind is just going crazy.
Look,
out
we
here.
dressed alike.
It is not on purpose, guys.
It's not on purpose.
No.
Okay, so today's mostly going to be a time-lapse video with a lot of music, and we'll let you know what's going on in the voiceover because we are under a wind advisory. So I'm going to get up tall on a ladder and
Hold on for dear life.
and work on measuring the rest of these posts, because we're going to have a big collaboration with a few channels on Friday to come help out and do a bunch of stuff. So make sure you come back on Monday to see that. Come and give me a hug, please, please. I want a hug from you before you go. So our A-frames have not worked. They have shifted. Apparently the wind has been enough to move the posts again, so they are not plumb. I don't think I've ever been this frustrated in my whole life.
See, she needs a hug really bad right now.
No hug. Kick in the shins, Grandma. Kick in the shins.
I don't hug. We don't hug.
The weather has definitely cooled off, and we're getting closer and closer to winter. So getting this particular section done so that we can move on to the next section is really important. The thing is I know that we'll get this figured out with some help of some friends of ours that have done this many times, and that this is just the learning process, and it's an invaluable lesson that we are getting right now. Every other build from here on out is just going to be so much easier. The wind is definitely kicking up. We get a lot of it in the winter time here. So we're running in the 60s, and hopefully we'll get some non-windy days here in the future. I can't imagine trying to put this roof on with the wind like this. We are going to go back and fix this bracing here in the next couple of days. We want to be prepared for when our friends show up on Friday, and we're all kind of working so that we can get the most done and be extremely efficient. It's really hard for me to ask for help and have people over to help, not because I don't enjoy that part of this community. It's just that I do not want to waste people's time, and I have to realize that I can only do what I can do, and then the rest is just going to figure itself out. We may not get these roof rafters on Friday. In fact, most likely we won't get roof rafters on Friday, but we can have an enjoyable afternoon with our friends and share some information and learn a little bit, hopefully get this building squared up and set and ready to go for the next phase in this build, and that will be putting on the roof rafters. We're really trying to figure out how to do this without renting a lot of heavy equipment, because the cost of that is just pretty expensive. And even though it's easier when you have the heavier equipment, you know, if you're trying to be mindful of the budget, I just keep on thinking that there are ways that they did this before we had all of this heavy equipment. And that's what I'm trying to look at to see if it's something that we could possibly do here. I know the other thing that they had was multiple people to help lift these heavy beams and do stuff like that. To lift these heavy beams together as a group, which, you know, many hands make light work.
Well, I think that's going to do us for tonight. Every one of the big posts are marked, the part that has to be cut out. So tomorrow I'll bring over the circular saw. We'll set it at 1.5 inches, and I'll just start cleaning that up and cutting that out. Definitely would have been easier to do on the ground, but wouldn't have been 100% sure that we were perfectly level. So this way we know that that top section is going to be perfectly level. We're cutting out, I marked 10.5 inches. The beams are roughly between 10 and right around 10 inches. They're as close as we could get them. So we'll cut that out. We'll make a perfect cut on one end. We'll set that in here. We'll bring it over to this post, and then we'll start leveling these posts, is I think how it's going to go. So we'll work on that tomorrow, and hopefully we can finish getting all the cutting done tomorrow. And then if it doesn't rain on Wednesday, which it's saying it will, then we can be maybe putting up beams Wednesday.
Let's hope for no rain.
Let's hope for no rain, and let's hope for no shenanigans like what's been going on the past 2 days. So
we want calm weather, calm days, lots of time out here. So.
Yes. Yeah, it's supposed to cool off. We're running in the 60s, like the high 66, I think is what it was today. And it's supposed to stay that way for the rest of the week. So now we are having Kelly and Dwayne with
Deer Haven Off-Grid.
Deer Haven Off-Grid. I struggle with that. She changed the name. Deer Haven Off-Grid. Grant and Nicole with Anchors Down. Randy and maybe Darla. I haven't asked them yet. So
from R&D Benton Old Homestead.
And possibly Sam with DK Ranch stopping by on Friday. Now we'll be working on Friday, so that video will go out on Monday. I'm putting a link below to each one of their channels. If you have not gone over to their channels and subscribed and watched their stuff and see if it's something that you enjoy watching, please go over, check them out. We are a tight-knit homesteading group, basically. And so we're all doing very, very similar things. And Kelly and Dwayne are on their way. Like, they're moving from the city out to their cabin, and you know, they'll be moving right along next year on this thing. And Winter and Sean with
Abundant Living Homesteaders.
They are also part of our group. They're in Arizona right now, so like I said, all of those links will be down in my description, and I'm going to keep them there, you guys. These are people that we love, that really want to do things together outside of just YouTube collaborations and be a homesteading family. And so, you know, support them in their channels, and, you know, I guess that's just what it's all about.
Yep.
So, all right, we're going to hit the hay. What are some other ways that you can say goodnight?
Good Tag.
Good Take a dirt nap.
Buenos noches. Take a dirt bath.
Dirt nap.
Dirt
That
nap.
means you're dead.
Yeah.
No, it's not a good one.
I was thinking bath because I really need a shower.
All right, you guys, we'll see you in the morning. Bye. It's a bit windy.
It's a little nipply out here.
You can say nipples. You said nipply. That is nipples. You can't say nipples. I have to cut all this out. It's a bit windy out here today.
Yeah, it's very chilly.
Oh, goodness. If you guys just knew the things we had to clip out. We have some goals to get some of these cut today. Hopefully all of them. Fingers crossed it goes fast. Right there's the 1/2 inch mark.
Yeah, it's a little bit, tiny bit over an inch and a half.
A tiny bit's not bad. Still?
That's good.
Make that where you can measure that easier. Maybe I should test one.
That's your tester.
This is my tester. And it is, oh, 1 3/4 inches. So it's not fat enough.
Said no one ever.
Alright, this one should not go all the way through.
Here. You need some of these.
I do not. Don't lie to people. I do need batteries though.
Let's go get you some. We had assumed that it had batteries in it.
You know what they say about assuming?
I do.
Makes an arse out of you and me.
An arse, huh?
An arse. Because I'm Irish.
Yeah. Is that how they say it?
Stupid thing right here. That's a little much. Yeah, it's a little bit. You were right. It's a little bit over 1.5 inches.
Yep.
It's 1 5/8 inches.
Well, good. I'm finally able to read a tape measure.
It's a little cold out here.
It is.
If we have to wait for heavy equipment in the budget, then that's definitely going to slow down the build. And, you know, that does cause me concern. So what we've decided to do, because the plates won't be ready, is we're cutting out 1.5 inches into these posts. And that is not part of the original plan, but that is the way that we can lock this building together, at least this lower frame together, so that it can be ready to accept the roof rafters and the posts and beams that go on the second floor.
Look at that. It's fantastic.
Yeah, a little bit of cleanup. I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
I don't have a big chisel. I only have a small one, so probably go look for a small one and see how that works. But I might have to go buy a bigger one. Lots of these muscles being used to hold that up.
So you're going to have Popeye arms.
I am. It's funny, I just don't feel like my arms should feel that weak because of all the things that we do. And I was like, I can't hold this up anymore. Whose idea was it to have 6x10 beams? Aaron. Just 24 more to go. No, 11 more to go.
Get on it.
Dang. Well, I guess that's our cue for a nap. We did a little bit of errand running this morning. We went and got some pizza ovens because we're gonna have a pizza party on Friday, and we are actually gonna go live on Friday night. And whoever's here and is involved in our live gets to be involved in our live. So, this is burning through these batteries really fast. I'm gonna see if there's another method that maybe will work. I'm gonna go do some research. And we may have to run into Harbor Freight. I know that I do need a bigger chisel. I do have some subscribers actually sent me some nice chisels, so I'm going to see if one of those will work. But I also know Harbor Freight has some bigger ones. So I'm really impressed at how actually simple this is. This is very simple. It definitely would have been easier if it was on the ground, but this is doable. Especially if I had a platform to stand on. So I'm gonna go do some research. We may take a nap. We're definitely gonna be out here a little bit later, so we'll see you later. We'll see you a little bit later today.
It was absolutely unbelievable how heavy this little DeWalt circular saw became while I was standing up here cutting these out. One of the things is we went through batteries very quickly. We actually used a battery on every post, and then some of these that weren't fully charged, we of course used a little bit more. But one of the things that worried me was that the battery was getting really hot, so we had to stop and let that rest and cool off before I could move on. So wanting to get all of these done in one afternoon was just absolutely not going to happen with, one, my strength, and two, the batteries being a problem. But I'm really pleased with what we did get done. It was not difficult, and that is definitely a bonus. Later in the afternoon, it definitely cooled off. Came back and started working. We'd stopped off at Harbor Freight and really didn't find anything that was lighter that was going to give me an accurate 1.5 inch cut into these posts. So I guess I'm just going to be powering through and cutting these off as my arms will let me. As I'm editing this is the day after the next day, and my entire body feels it.
I wonder why you have shaky arms.
I can't get that tiny little piece right here. It's like, oh no, I want to stay. I'll chisel you later.
How are your arms feeling?
Huh?
How are your arms feeling?
The Jello. Spaghetti arms. Spaghetti arms. No more, drill sergeant. No more. I need my chapstick because the
It's a little close.
chapstick because my lips are all dry from the sawdust. So I got 4 of them done, and I have spaghetti arms. Well, they're not done. I still got to do the chisel on them. I got dust in my eye.
I'm proud of you though. You were wearing your helmet, so that's good.
I know. I have my helmet on, my ear protection. So I think if I ever can see again. We are supposed to get rain tomorrow. I'll just do this. We're supposed to get rain tomorrow. Tomorrow morning. So we're not gonna, hopefully it'll just go right past us. It'd be nice to bust down this dust, but we got to get everything covered tonight so that if it's raining when we wake up, we're not running around trying to get everything covered. So we're going to stop, even though we still have light, and get that done. But I think when we get started, we're going to be starting on this west end and putting them up, because turn around
every now and then.
You got to change the words so YouTube doesn't cut you off. So I think we can put them up there and then bounce our way down, and the machine will still fit on one side. Our goal is to definitely get as much done as we possibly can. I don't know how much that's going to be, but we have quite a few people coming to help. And so we want to just be as prepared as we possibly can. We still have to get on the sawmill. So we've got one more cross beam to cut, and then we've got to cut each one of those beams so that they can overlap on each other like this on the center posts, because we're not going to have the plates in time. So
sadly,
yeah. And we're actually going to possibly try to get the roof rafters on. So that being said, we need 12 6x6s, one 6x10 by 15, and 4 more 6x8 by 19s. Oh, and the 6x10 by, I don't know what this is, 10 or 12 in the center. I always make such a big list. But, so we're going to just mill as much as we can with that. We're only going to have a few hours of help Friday. So my ultimate goal would maybe to get these 3 done, and then we can do these 3, so we get at least half of it done. So that's what we're going to shoot for in milling, because then we can be working on floor joist and rafters and then move to the next section. So
it is cool seeing the progress though, and seeing the little areas that you've cut out there and there and there.
Yeah. The hardest part is, okay, so we were really loving these A-frame bracing, and I don't know if we touched on it yesterday. We got here yesterday and they were out of plumb. And this has been so frustrating. And I called Randy and he said the reason why is you don't put them on the ground when you do your cross bracing. So let me show you. So like this one, so it goes up and comes across. It should have attached down there.
Uh-oh.
And I know that we talked about it in other things, but I didn't think about it in this A-frame. So we would have had one that attached here, and then one that attached down here, and then that post wouldn't have gone anywhere. And so
now we have, I don't know if you guys can see here that it's pretty much floating there.
yeah, so they all kind of tipped back this way. And it's really bad on this other one over on the other end, and it's just so frustrating. But this is the thing about having, you know, your call a friend that or a professional on the site. But see, I'm learning this, so I'll never have to be told this again.
We did anchor those ones down into the ground, but I don't know if that really...
And that one may not have moved. I don't know. Haven't really checked it. But I do know these two on the end over there did, and that's where we're starting. So putting these beams in, attaching them all down, they'll be pulled back into plumb. And, I mean, that's just kind of all we can do. Randy thinks we can bust it out pretty quick, and we can with his help because he knows what he's doing. But I have to tell you, I got so deflated yesterday because it's been a week of trying to get these plumb. And then to think that you have an answer and you're excited about it, and then you come out and they've shifted again is very, very frustrating. So we're going to get all this stuff covered up. We'll be back here tomorrow as soon as the rain stops. Actually, this is going to be the end of today's video. You guys are going to be seeing this on Wednesday. Again, I want to encourage you guys to like, subscribe, and comment. We're going to be having a pretty big collaboration and people coming over, and they're all great people and have cool channels also. So there's a link in the description to all their channels. Go over there, support them, tell them we said hi. And I don't know, we'll probably get these beans on. I just wish it hadn't gone out of plum. That's so bummer. That's such a bummer. That's such a bummer. Anything, Kim?
Nothing.
Yeah. So, and I don't even have ice cream. Like I'm out of ice cream. We've got Kira's cookie dough if she didn't take it with her to Aunt Jen.
She didn't. It's in there.
All right, let's get all these things covered.
Good night,
See you
guys.
guys later. Bye.
Turn around every now and then. I don't know the rest of the words.
YMCA. I can hardly do that with my arm. You guys, we went to Harbor Freight to see if we could find a lighter tool, and we couldn't.
And we couldn't.
We didn't. It's affecting my speech now. What are you doing? Hi. Do you want out? Say, yes, I would like out, and I would like a drink, please. Can I have a drink, please? Little drinky drink.